Viewer discretion is advised. This particular piece of art here, I'm sure that most people have seen this, or have you? Because most people that see this say, well, this came out of the pyramids of Egypt. You are wrong. This came from the great US of A. It was found in this place, which we all know is the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is a system of pyramids. They don't want you to know this. The Smithsonian Institute has kept this hidden since, I'd say, around 1907, when Kincaid went in these caves and found ancient Egyptian artifacts. You can see how the Grand Canyon has been hewn, that this was not an act of nature, but this is something that man has did. Man carved out the Grand Canyon. This is one of the entrances into the Grand Canyon where Mr. Kincaid found these ancient Egyptian artifacts. And of course, you know now that the cave has been closed off. All of the artifacts have been taken out, mainly because they want to suppress history, really black history. Because I keep telling my people all the time that we were all over the planet, not just in Africa. It is well known that black people ventured outside of Africa, and you are going to see the proof. This is a tablet that they say is used to teach young Egyptians what the characters in Egyptian writing mean. There is an Egyptian golden tablet which serves as a history book, it says, with the names of King Zaphnath coming to Aslan and information about his descendant, King Kayan, coming to the Grand Canyon. It's just a shame that the Europeans have gone to such lengths to suppress history, our history, because they have no history. They want to crush ours and pretend as if they are the fathers of everything. This is the statue of King Kayan that was found in the Grand Canyon. Not in India, not in Asia, but here in the great old US of A. In 1909, the Smithsonian hired a well-known explorer whose name was G.E. Kincaid. When Mr. Kincaid went into these caves, he said it was filled with ancient African and Indian artifacts, which had mummies, a Buddha shrine, Egyptian hieroglyphics, boomerangs, distinct metal objects, hallways, rooms, copper objects, and other various artifacts, which they won't show us. It says he found a large cavern that could easily hold up to 50,000 people. And when he reported this to the Smithsonian, he was never heard from again and was never seen again. It says that he dropped off the face of the earth. But later, Smithsonian went in and recovered what they could take from the caverns, and to this day is heavily guarded by the military. And why they don't want us to see? What are they trying to hide? And it is your identity. Caucasians are jealous people. I want to know this one thing. Why The Africans knew about America. People in Asia knew about America and India. Why not the Europeans? They didn't know anything. How did these Egyptian artifacts, these busts of Queen Nefertiti and Akhenaten, how did they get to America if nobody's ever been to America before? If other explorers have not been to America prior to Christopher Columbus, well, how did these people in Americas know about Egypt and Queen Nefertiti and Akhenaten and how to build pyramids and how to mummify their loved ones? The artifacts they found, some of them were African and some of them looked Asian. But one thing about these Europeans, they never called the artifacts or anything they found in America African. But when they saw the Native Americans, they immediately called them Indian. But why would they call them Indian when they were black? It is known that Native Americans is a mixture of African and Asian. It wasn't until later on when the Spaniards came in. I think Caucasians are jealous because I don't care where you go around the world, their history is always tainted and bad, filled with war and killings. And everyone else's history is about life, loving, nature, saving the earth. You can clearly see that this looks like some Buddhist temple. But it's not in Asia or India, it's in the Grand Canyon. One thing I know about living in America, don't believe what they tell you. If I don't see it, I can't believe it. And then I only believe half of what I see. I am just happy that we are living in a time to where what was hidden is now being revealed. The sad part about it is some people, in spite of what's been brought out, they still don't believe. These Europeans are going all over this earth trying to destroy history and replace it with their own. They tried it with the Bible, but whoever wrote the Bible still put clues in there that don't believe everything you read. You have to rightfully divide the word of truth. The reason black people and others are being oppressed is because they love depending on people instead of depending on God, something that you can't see. You want to believe in something that you can see, which is another man's power, which you're frightened of, and you're scared to fight against it. So you just lay back and take it. And it's been generations of black people and others taking mess because forefathers were too afraid to confront what was placed before them. Caucasians love it that they are known as conquerors. And that's what they do. They go throughout this earth conquering and making people submit to their will. There is a saying that all things, good and bad, will soon come to an end. And what we are witnessing here in the 2000s is the beginning of the oppressor's end, which, on the other hand, is the beginning for us. We have to become better educated, And we need to come up out of this darkness that we are in. Those who don't, I'm afraid to say, you will be left behind. It was written that we will be taken to a new Egypt. And all you have to do is look around and see that this is the new Egypt. And the word Egypt means bondage. Are you ready to come up out of bondage? Only time will tell. A good friend of mine named Nigel told me years ago that America is Africa. I heard him but didn't understand him then. But now I do. Is that we have been lied to. Our history has been purposely erased. And we think that we come from nothing. We think that we're living this way because of a curse. But the curse is laziness. You have to have energy to fight. If you're lazy, you're not going to want to fight. You just rather lay there and take the beating and hoping that the man will have some kind of sympathy and will stop beating you. But that never happens. What we as a people must realize is that we are more than Africa. We are the world.